Do you hear that S.O.S.S distress call? We are in trouble and we need to save our Social Security now. Unless something is done and done soon, our Social Security ship with all its life preservers will sink before our very eyes. In 2010, we paid out $49 billion more than we took in. If this continues, a trigger will cut benefits by 25% for the next generation. And by 2036, we will be $6 trillion in debt. Why is Social Security in trouble? Well, in 1950, there were 16 workers for every one person collecting Social Security. Today, there are only 3 workers for every one collecting Social Security. What's more, life expectancy used to be 65 years of age. Today, though, we're living much longer. And when we need to have more money to pay for those extra golden years, that money isn't going to be there. In fact, it gets worse. Remember the Social Security Trust Fund? You know, the money from our paychecks that was supposed to be put into a lock box to fund our Social Security benefits? Well, it's not there. There is no cash. How can that be? Well, they used the money we thought was being set aside for retirement benefits to make the payments to those who were collecting. Any excess money collected went into the Treasury and was used to pay for the operation of the federal government. So instead of a true trust fund, we have Trust Me, and it's called Pay As You Go. The only assets in the so-called trust fund or IOUs. And to add insult to injury, we have to pay interest on those IOUs. Simply put, IOUs are claims against the Treasury with no real assets behind them. They're redeemed by one of 3 ways: either borrowing more money, or raising more taxes, or reducing benefits. So, have we been misled? You decide. To tell the public that Social Security is secure until 2036, that Social Security as we know it will be there for our children, looks both misleading and disingenuous to us. If we're going to save Social Security, we have got to realize there are 2 financial shortfalls: the shortfall in funding and the shortfall in the benefit checks themselves. Social Security just doesn't provide enough money. The average person on Social Security receives $13,000 a year. Sadly, for the majority of American citizens, it is the largest part of their retirement, and for many, it is their only retirement income. You could say Social Security has been fleeced, but what can be done about it? What can be done not only to save Social Security, but to help our future seniors have more for retirement? AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, was founded to look out for the interests of older Americans. The folks at AMAC were so disturbed at what was happening to Social Security that they launched a nationwide survey and search for the best plan to save Social Security now. AMAC asked their members, what should be done? Should we raise taxes, lower benefits, adjust the age to receive benefits, or adjust the age to receive benefits and add a new Social Security IRA? And AMAC's members responded saying, delay the ages at which a worker can start collecting Social Security by a few years and add a Social Security IRA. Also, set the guaranteed minimum of 1.65% for the cost of living increase. So we know that Social Security can be fixed, and with a relatively simple and painless solution, and it allows workers to have more money. For the record, the proposed AMAC Social Security solution is not intended to, nor will it, replace or privatize our basic Social Security. Instead, it is a badly needed supplement to Social Security. Here are some of its key provisions. A plan that is voluntary for employee and employer that includes payroll deductions, being tax deductible, having minimum contributions of $5 per week with a maximum of $100 a week. The plan would be owned by the individual, and it would be portable, and it would not go into the U.S. Treasury for safekeeping. There would be no access to the money until age 62 except for death or disability, and 50% of the fund must be invested in a vehicle guaranteeing interest. So just what kind of projected savings would be available with such a plan? Based on investments with average returns and assuming an employer contribution of $50 a month, a 25-year-old worker putting in only $15 a week would have $165,407 at age 62. If the worker contributed $45 a week using the same rate of return, he or she would have accumulated $352,389 by age 62. Assuming 50% was invested in a guaranteed interest account with an average long-term return of 3% and 50% invested in the S&P index with an average long-term return of 7%. Here's more good news. The Social Security IRA, combined with a setback in age, would keep Social Security solvent for 75 years and allow workers to accumulate a significant amount of money for their retirement. What needs to be done to put this solution in place? Well, some people are saying we have a do-nothing Congress, and you can't get both political parties to agree on anything. AMAC doesn't believe that for 1 minute. We just need to help them get going by giving a friendly but firm push. Here's a simple action plan that takes only a few minutes, but if enough people do it, together we can save Social Security now. Call your congressmen and senators at both their local office and in their Washington, D.C. offices and urge them to save Social Security now by supporting the AMAC proposal as outlined on their webpage, www.amac.us, www.amac.us. Remind your representatives that what is needed is not a Republican or a Democrat solution. What is needed is an American solution. We owe it to our children and grandchildren to preserve Social Security so it will be there for them. Thanks for making those phone calls, and join AMAC if you'd like to give us your support.